It is customary at each ceremony for a student to deliver a speech to his or her colleagues. This year's address to the graduates will be given by Rodney Gustafson. Rodney hails from Calgary, Alberta. Please join me in welcoming Rodney to the podium. Sorry, Rodney.
Madam Chair, Mr. President, distinguished guests, members of the Platform Party, graduates, and ladies and gentlemen. First of all, let me explain, when I wrote this address, I hadn't put it together. It's very much directed towards the graduates, that they would be sitting behind me. So please cry, laugh loudly, and heckle loudly so I can feel your emotion behind me. I appreciate that. It is the utmost irony that I am selected to be the speaker to represent this amazing graduating student body. My cynical sense of humor has too often led me to poke fun of the classic graduation speeches I've listened to at my children's high school and university convocations. In those addresses, I often hear the pronouncement that we are the class that will change the world. However, recognizing the life experience that many of us possess here today, perhaps the more accurate statement for our time is, we are the class that the world has changed. That twist on words implies that many of us have already achieved various informal degrees. To live in this world requires a degree of adaptation, a degree of acceptance and compassion, a degree of patience and understanding. Each of these degrees have become the catalyst that encourages growth of the beneficial human qualities that we call experience and wisdom. And that is what a life in progress offers in rich abundance. Combined with the formal degrees bestowed upon us here today, we are still very much a force in motion. Now, for those of you who may feel like you've been working on this achievement for way too long, relax. My Athabasca University ID begins with 85, and yes, I'm certain it's no coincidence that I received that number in 1985 when I enrolled in my first AU class. Every time I entered my ID into yet another form, it was a reminder of the years that had passed. Now granted, I did take a rather long sabbatical in the middle and helped my lovely wife Donna raise some wonderful children. I managed a small television station. I began a career as a movie critic and a media literacy advocate, but I always knew that I would want to complete what I had started, and I'm so glad that I did. My learning has filled in many of the gaps that I didn't acquire through work experience, and I suspect many of you have had similar discoveries with your studies. If there's a thought in your mind, even for a fleeting moment, that goes something like, I wish I would have finished this sooner, may I suggest you contemplate a different perspective and know that I give this advice to myself in the bathroom mirror on a regular basis. First, consider some basic math. We live in a world that, thanks to the media, inaccurately appears populated with Mark Zuckerberg-like achievers, 20-somethings who seem to reach career utopia before they qualify for reduced rates on auto insurance. For those of you today who are in this demographic, I hope you can do likewise. For the rest of us, let me ask you this. If they, with their limited life experience, can do amazing things in 10 years, what might more seasoned graduates accomplish in the same amount of time? The degrees we are celebrating today are important, but nothing compares to the years of life, family, and work experience that many of us possess. This isn't the time to tuck your parchment away and retire. This is a time to take the next step forward and look ahead 5, 10, and 20 years. Our dreams are just as valid today as they were when we were 20. Second, there's an old saying that you can't take it with you. But I believe in one big exception to that philosophy. Being the spiritual person I am, I believe this life leads to something better, and that our personalities, life experience, and knowledge will all come with us. Learning is eternal. It doesn't end with this degree. It doesn't end with this life. The acquisition of knowledge is a marvelous opportunity, and one that we should never feel too old to partake of. Yes, the world has changed us. It has left us with some dents and scrapes, but it has also provided us with invaluable experience and wisdom. Now we have the opportunity to display that experience, complete with the challenges and obstacles we have overcome, and demonstrate that age should never be a barrier to participating fully in all aspects of our society. Congratulations, graduates. And on behalf of the graduates of Athabasca University in 2016, I wish this school, now our alma mater, all the best in the future. May thousands upon thousands more reach the goal we have achieved today. Thank you.
Thank you, Rodney, for some very inspirational words, not only for the graduates, but I think for everybody in attendance. I want to again congratulate the class of 2016 and wish you many successes in the future. I see many of you are continuing education, and if you just heard what Rodney stated, we hope to see many of you back again and continuing your studies, but all the best as you go forward. I'd like to thank everybody who took time and is here today in attendance to be with our graduates. I'd also like to thank the people that are in the background who helped, certainly our faculty, all our staff, and I have to say a special thank you for those men with the umbrella that helped us in today. So I agree. I'd just like to remind the graduates that their guests are invited to attend the alumni luncheon immediately following the ceremony. And the ceremony is now recessed. Members of the audience are requested to rise and remain at their seats until the platform party members of the board, members of faculty, and graduates have completed their exit.
Wednesday. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I hope you enjoyed it.
It was amazing.
Awesome. It's different.
Yes. I honestly enjoyed this much more than I did my first convocation at U of A.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Good to hear.
Yes. Yes.
It's good that you could make the trip.
Yes. Well, I'm in the master's program, so I'll be
Coming back?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay.
Thank you.